What's up, guys and gals out there in sales land? Got one quick thing I want to talk about today. When is the last time you sold a product? And this is probably more towards my car salespeople friends out there in sales land, but when is the last time you sold a car without doing any paperwork? Probably never, right? At some point, somebody had to sign a contract, exchange money, down payment, whatever it was, right, to make a deal happen. So what made this top of mind is I'm at a dealership not too long ago, and a salesperson comes in and says, hey, my customer wants to know what the price is on that car out there. And this is after he spent about 2 hours, demoing a half a dozen different cars with this customer, spending all kinds of time with them, and comes in and says, hey, what's the price on that car? Customer wants to know what he can buy that car for. I just stood there on the sidelines watching this deal go down. I want to see how the store's going to handle it, because that gives me ammunition when I'm trying to pitch my deal. But I watch how this thing goes down, and, sales manager throws a number, salesperson goes out there, gives it to the customer, and guess what? Nothing. Customer leaves. I'm pretty sure he went down the street and bought a car somewhere else. So here's the thing. Salespeople do a great job building value with product knowledge, building rapport with the customer, doing all the basic stuff, the minutia. But here's the deal. We got to put people on paper. We got to put everybody on paper. You're out there walking with a customer, you do, the demo ride, you do the trial close, hey, we select the right car for you and your family other than price and payment. Anything stopping you from doing business? No, great, come on, let's go inside. Customer pumps the brakes and says, no, I'm not interested in doing anything today, but how much does that car cost? You still bring them inside, put them on paper. That's the only way you start to negotiate. You put them on paper. Okay, Mr. Customer, this is the car you're interested in, right? Is this the right car for you? This is the car you want? Numbers on. Fantastic. Go through the motions. Slow them down. Take control. I don't care what anybody says out there. You got to own the deal, okay? You got to slow down. You go to the desk, you get the pencil, you come out, all right? You present the figures to Mr. Customer. I got great news. You can take the car home today, XYZ, boom. I just need your signature right here. We'll get the paperwork started. Hey, little Joey, I just told you. I just want to know what the numbers were. I need to go home and talk to Mrs. Becky. All right, no problem. But Mr. Jones, I want you to have something to think about. Let me ask you a question. Is this kind of what you were thinking? Where were you looking to be? You got to open up the lines of communication, okay? You don't always have to go to the, how close can you come to this number or make it a hard and a fast, but you can open up the lines of communication by having something down on paper. Mr. Jones, I see the car's only $23,990. You're available for immediate delivery. You ready to do business? No, I got to talk to Miss Becky. And that's fine. But let me ask you a question. I'm sure you and Miss Becky have looked around, the internet, your smartphone. You know what's up. Dummy, you're a smart guy. Let me ask you a question. Is there a figure you had in mind that we can do business at? I know I'm at $23,990. What were you kind of thinking? And get them to open up and give you information. Get them caught up in the swirl. I used to work for a guy who used to talk about getting customer caught up in the swirl. It's like a tornado of excitement. When you just throw a number at a customer and they walk out the door, you're not getting them caught up in anything. When you put a figure in front of a customer and you give them that concept of mental ownership and you start talking about, monthly payment, down payment, price of the car, finding out where they want to be, you get them to kind of get involved in the process instead of just you showing and telling. You get them talking and interacting. That is when you start negotiating a car deal. Because here's the thing. You may or may not sell a car right now to that guy, but I promise you, if you do that 10 times a month, you might pick up an extra 2 car deals. You might pick up 1 extra car deal. What would you do with 1 extra car deal a month annualized over the course of the year? So look at it like this. If your average rip per car is, let's call it $500 a car, right? All your good deals, all your bad deals, you put them all together. Let's say you're running a nickel a car. All right, and you pick up 1 extra deal over the course of a year. That's an extra $6,000 in income just by putting somebody on paper. Take an extra 2 minutes to sit them down, take control, write up a worksheet, and put it in front of them. That is selling, not just telling. So put everybody on paper. Everybody needs to get on paper. You know what? Some of my best dealers, some of my biggest dealers in their store, they have a spiff for putting everybody on paper. Give them $5 in cash and fist, 10 in cash and fist. You bring me a worksheet, I'm going to give you cash and fist. Because you know what? Nothing happens until they're on paper. And that is car business 101. That is sales 101. I don't care what you're selling. I can walk into a house right now. If I got $1 million in cash, I'll walk into a house right now and I tell the selling agent, okay, great, I'm a player. I'll do it right now. $1 million in cash. Let's do it right now, baby. What? You still got to put it on paper and take an offer to the seller. Let's stick to the basics, guys. Get them on paper, on paper, on paper. Remember that. Get everybody on paper. I promise you, you're going to put more car deals together. That's it. Good selling.